Yeah, so I'm just gonna start the video since I don't want to. Shut up. Well, anyways, we're gonna start a video by.
Snarled.
I'm actually subscribed to this channel. Does not mean I remembered the name. Yeah, no, I don't remember the name. So this is a Christmas horror story. So that's gonna be interesting.
Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
Yes, I want to hear something scary. That's why
It wasn't made for Krampus.
Gather around, good boys and girls. Daniel Millar, Emma Sweeney, and yes, you too, Richard Blackwell. Are you all warm and cozy? Good. Because now it's time for A Christmas Tale by Scott A. Johnson. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and deep in our bunker, my mom, dad, sister, and I did hunker. The streetlights were dark, no carolers.
Did what now? You hunkered?
Bunker, it's like. But what were they doing in a bunker? That's why I want to know.
I don't even think it said bunker.
They did say bunker. They were in a bunker and they were hunkering in the bunker.
My mom, dad, sister, and I did. It was the night before Christmas, and deep in our bunker, my mom, dad, sister, and I did hunker. The streetlights were dark, no carolers sang, not even the blessings of old church bells.
Maybe they're hiding in their bunker. 'Cause they're hiding! What's the safest place, Mama?
Bunker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure you passed kindergarten?
Are you sure you did?
Why?
Continue.
Why you say that, huh? Huh? Why you say that, huh? Huh? Wait. At least I was able to figure out why they were in a bunker.
Yeah, but what's the reason why they are in a bunker? Why is it?
How are we supposed to know that if we don't watch the video?
Excuse me.
Stupid.
Rang. And beneath our beds, we all huddled tight and hoped he would pass by our house tonight. Everyone knows of Jolly St. Nick and the gifts that he brings on his single night trick, and the presents and baubles and candy and toys that he brings every Christmas to good girls and boys.
Why is there so much wrong?
But it wasn't the man with red suit and white beard whose annual Christmas visit we feared. Outside in the snow, we heard a loud howl, the crunching of ice, and an animal growl. I heard it sniff by our window pane, then a deep, throaty laugh, and saw red eyes like flame. My sister and I both stared, horrified, and prayed that the creature could not get inside. But a moment later, a thundering pound turned our door to...
Wait, weren't you in a bunker?
Yeah. That's not a very good bunker.
If it shattered.
Yeah, it turned their door to splinters.
Splinters all over the ground. I screamed as the creature into our home came, this horrible beast, Von Krampus by name. He was massively...
That looks more like a house!
Yeah.
That's not a bunker, that's a house!
Yeah, they need to upgrade the bunker if that's what they have.
tall, at least 7 feet, from the points of his horns to his hoof-shodden feet. Across his back, what I mistook for a coat was the shaggy long hair of a filthy dead goat. And I cried and I swallowed my terrified pangs at the sight of his wickedly razor-sharp fangs. His claw-fingered hands looked ready for pain. In one was a bullwhip, the other a chain. He growled and he sneered and laughed for a while. Then he pointed at us and said,
"Naughty."
with a smile. My sister and I both shook with fear. What terrible things had we done this year? We tried to be good and thought we succeeded. We minded our manners, no punishment needed. We both made good grades. We neither one lied or cheated or stole. We had nothing to hide. But Krampus still came with his evil heart black to steal us away, stuff us in his sack, to take us away to his punishment cave, were all the bad children forever his slaves. We turned to our parents behind them to hide, but they both shook their heads and sadly stepped aside. You must face the music, my father lamented. Von Krampus then laughed, his expression demented. My sister and I hugged each other tight and prayed that someone could save us that night. And just when we gave up and all hope was gone,
Nobody's saving you. Also, I'm not even sure if he's coming for you.
Let's see.
there came a loud clatter from out on the lawn. With a tinkle of bells, our spirits did lift. Von Krampus snarled, the air he did sniff. On the wind came the scent of holly and pine, of gingerbread cookies and holiday wine. In the doorway he stood in his suit of...
Sounds awful.
Santa to the rescue?
Still sounds awful.
Okay.
bright red. St. Nicholas came. We cried out and said, "Save us, St. Nicholas. There's been a mistake. We've been good all year. You can't let him take." "Hold on, not so fast." He raised his great hand. "There is something happening you don't understand. Von Krampus did come, that much is true. But the demon of Christmas did not come for you." At the demon we stared, both of us confused. He had to be here for somebody, but who? Then I started to think, and all became clear. Who'd been the naughtiest of all that year? The more that I thought, the more I understood. We children were fine, but the parents, no good. "But Krampus takes children," my father protested, and Santa's face twisted toward the man he detested. "Christmas time is for children and gifts to be given. You took their innocence, and that can't be forgiven. You scared them into silence, their souls you did twist, and to top it off told them I didn't exist. For your lifelong naughtiness, the piper must be paid," and set Krampus upon them with
Goodbye, I guess Krampus is coming for you.
Bye-bye.
a dismissive wave. The adults screamed as they went into a sack, and we cried until Santa patted my back. "What's wrong?" asked St. Nicholas. "I thought you'd be happy to be rid of those people who treated you crappy." "We are," I sniffed, sincere as could be. "But what is to become of my sister and me?" St. Nicholas smiled and laughed loud and deep, as did Krampus, a sound that still haunts my sleep. "Why, you'll come with me," he said with great joy. "I have great use for a good girl and boy. You'll come to my workshop and work with my elves. I promise that you will enjoy yourselves. I'll teach you my secrets, my toy-making ways, and then you'll take over when I've ended my days." "But," said my sister, "what about him? Won't Krampus be lonely?" She scratched his chin. "I wish to thank him, and I know the way. I will go with him and be his protege." And so, from Kris Kringle, I learned to make toys, and my sister to torture naughty girls and boys. And every evening from that point thereafter, my dreams were full of parent screams and my sister's laughter. And so this ends our happy Christmas story. If you're nice and not naughty, you've no need to worry. But if your heart's full of coal and you're an evil mister, try to hide, but you'll soon meet Krampus and my sister. If you liked this story,
Well, we're gonna die. You told me Santa wasn't real.
Well, I didn't tell you, you knew.
Spot Knightley of the Knights of Favonius reporting for duty. There's some more, but, I forgot.
there's something dangerous abducting children in this area.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Sapphire.
Lovely.
Want to hear something scary? You've heard of the Slender Man, but have you heard of the tall, slender woman? This next chapter is a Japanese urban legend called Hachishaku-sama, which means 8 feet tall. My grandparents lived in a small village in Japan. Every summer, my parents would take me there on holiday to visit them. The last time I saw them was the summer when I was 8 years old. My grandparents were inside the house, and I was playing by myself outside in the backyard. I heard a strange sound. I didn't know what it was, and it was hard to figure out where it was coming from. I was looking around, searching for the source of the noise, when I noticed something on top of the tall hedges that enclosed the backyard.
I guess she didn't have, or he didn't have, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, your sonic ear. Your supersonic ear.
She still heard it. Also, I would have just went, I hear bump. Nope, fuck this shit, I'm gone.
No puff out of there?
Just, nope, okay, I'm good. Not want to die today.
It was a straw hat. It wasn't resting on the hedge, it was behind it.
Yes.
That's where the sound was coming from. Then the hat began to move. It stopped at a small gap in the hedge, and I could see a face peering through. It was a woman, but the hedges were high, almost 8 feet tall.
Why is your neck
I was
so
surprised
thin?
at how tall the woman was. I wondered if she was wearing stilts or some sort of huge high-heeled shoes. Then, a split second later, she walked off, and the strange noise disappeared with her, fading into the distance. Confused, I got up and ran back into the house. My grandparents were in the kitchen drinking tea.
Or it's just a demon getting some demon buddies that come kill you.
That's also possible. But I mean, she's a little late going into the house.
Oh yeah, as soon as I hear the noise, I'm like, no, I'm bye. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I sat down at the table and told my grandparents what I had seen. They weren't really paying attention to me until I mentioned that distinctive sound. They both froze. Grandma's eyes grew wide and she covered her mouth with her hand. Grandpa's face became very serious and he grabbed me by the arm. "This is very important," he said, very intensely. How tall was she? As tall as the garden hedge? Where was she?
I think Grandpa more scary than the lady now.
Why?
Listen to me!
Get out off me, old man. My reaction.
She's standing. When did this happen? What did you do? Did she see you? I tried to answer all his questions as best as I could. He rushed out to the hallway and made a phone call. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but after he hung up, he walked out the door. "Grandma,
Bye-bye.
what's going on?"
You dying?
"There's something dangerous abducting children in this area," she said. "We call it Hachi Shakusama. It takes on the appearance of an extremely tall woman and says,
Hachi-samiyama.
Okay, now, try 4 more times, fast! Yeah, that's not working. That's a word too complicated for us.
The thing I'm scared most about is her neck. Why is it so thin?
Yeah, that's a very thin neck, sorry.
It's like,
in a deep voice. A long time ago, it was captured by monks and they managed to confine it in a ruined building on the outskirts of the village. They trapped it using 4 jizo, small religious statues that they placed at the north, south, east, and west of the ruins so that it could not escape. But somehow, it did. The last time
I don't know, maybe
Why?
someone
Someone broke the...
the things. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
Maybe you should go check on the statues.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
And if you know what's going around, why did you let your granddaughter play in the backyard by herself?
I mean, they thought it was gone though.
Yeah, but the grandma said there's someone addicting children in this area.
Oh,
And they knew that it was out.
right.
Bad grandparents.
Yeah.
it appeared was 15 years ago. My grandmother said that anyone who saw it was destined to die within a few days. It all sounded so crazy. I wasn't sure what to believe. Just then, my grandpa came back, but with an old woman who called herself Keisan. They took me upstairs to my bedroom.
So would I survive?
You went inside before...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you'll be good.
I see
She's
this.
dead.
I hear the noise. I'm like, nope, I'm gone. I'm leaving. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And began covering the windows with newspaper, with ancient runes written all over them. Kason placed small bowls of salt in all four corners of the room and a small Buddha figure in the center.
Soon the sun will be setting, so listen carefully. You must stay in this room until 7:30 tomorrow morning. Do not open this door for any reason,
She placed a bucket in my hands.
not even to use the restroom.
Okay.
My grandparents and Kason left the room, and I locked the door after them. I couldn't believe what was.
Hold up. Shouldn't, like, somebody stay in there with her? Make sure she doesn't open the door?
That would be the smart thing to do. But when are they smart in horror stories?
In the movie, was the
You're next?
You're Next?
Yeah.
The main character's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a exception.
The only movie.
Was happening. Was I really going to die in a few days? I turned on the TV to try to take my mind off everything and eventually fell asleep. I was awakened around 1 a.m. by a tapping sound on the window. It's probably just a tree or something, I told myself. Then came a knock on the door, and I heard my grandpa's voice. Are you okay in there? If you're scared, I can come keep you company. Hearing his voice was such a relief that without thinking, I rushed over to the door. But something didn't feel right. I looked at the bowls of salt in the room. All four of them had turned black. And then I heard the sound again. The tapping on the window continued. I knelt in front of the Buddha and began to pray. I was so terrified and caught up in my chanting that I didn't realize the sounds had stopped. I checked my watch. It was 7:30 a.m. Carefully, I opened the door and ran to my grandparents. We all got in a van and headed straight for the airport. Apparently, there were others who had escaped the grasp of Hachisaku-sama, as long as
I wouldn't fucking leave until someone comes to get me.
No.
Yeah, unless someone opens the door, fucking walks in here, I ain't leaving this room.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
they never
What
stepped
if it screwed up the time?
Yeah.
What if it screwed up the time?
Yeah. Good point.
foot in Japan again. So 2 years ago, when my grandpa got sick, he refused to let me visit him. He even left strict instructions in his will to not let me attend his funeral. I couldn't believe that this creature prevented me from saying goodbye to him. So when my grandma called a few days ago to tell me she had been diagnosed with cancer, I wasn't going to let her stop me from visiting. It's been 10 years, Grandma, and nothing has happened to me. We don't even know if this thing is real. I'm not going to let it.
What do you mean you don't know if the thing's real? You saw it.
Yeah.
And the salt turned to black.
Yes.
Don't visit. That seems like a
She's going to visit.
terrible idea.
Stop me from seeing you. If you say so, dear. I love you, Grandma. I'll see you soon.
Uh-oh. It's on the phone.
Like this video if it gave you the chills. And don't forget to subscribe to Snarled and our sister channels, Hissy Fit and Slay Tricks.
I wonder if she actually went after that. After hearing the bump.
Well, I guess it's up to our imagination. Would you go?
No.
Obviously not.
Oh, but maybe it wasn't at through the phone.
Oh, that's also possible because they didn't make that clear.
No. So it's more like she died in many years.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, yeah. Was
So,
it scary to you?
No.
Okay. Not really. Okay.
Then again, it's me.
It's you, yes.
So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Watch more horror stories, react to them. I watched 2 because they were both just 6 minutes, and I didn't want the video to be like 8 minutes long.
No.
So, yeah, bye. This is how I turn it off, right?
Yeah.
Is it off?